Here's what's coming up on the Alabama Football Report. ESPN has made their prediction for the quarterback battle, with, of course, it not being close to over. We'll break that down. The possibility of a Danny Lewis breakout season on 3, hyping up that idea. And Jase McClellan is on an award watch list. We'll break that down. We're going to begin, though, with the quarterback battle. And first, I want to hear your predictions. This will be a very common topic over the next month and change as we get ready for the first game of the Alabama season this year. But who wins the quarterback battle? TS for Ty Simpson, JM for Jalen Milroe, or TB for Tyler Buchner? Go vote in the comment section. Now, the ESPN prediction was the former Notre Dame quarterback, Tyler Buchner, winning the job over Ty Simpson and over Jalen Milroe. Here's what Adam Rittenberger wrote. I could see Milroe getting the nod, but Buchner's familiarity with Reese and his approach should give him the edge. Both players still need to show they can avoid interceptions. Buchner has 8 on 118 career pass attempts, while Milroe was picked off 3 times on 53 attempts last season. Buchner did have issues with turnovers last year. 3 touchdown passes against 5 interceptions. He was not terrible against Ohio State. That was a closer game. The offenses weren't very good overall, but Buchner did help keep his team around up until later on in the game. He was a disaster against Marshall. Better completion percentage, more yards, sure. 2 interceptions, and really helped be the reason why, when he got hurt in that game, Notre Dame lost in a stunner to the Thundering Herd. Then came back for the bowl game against South Carolina. Did throw 3 interceptions, but still made a lot more plays than what we had seen previously out of Buchner. But if you put up that stat line in the first 3 games for the Crimson Tide, that's not going to cut it. That it has to be better. A big factor in this job, when it's all said and done, is going to come down to who can take care of the football. This is not going to be the same high-powered, air-it-out Alabama offense we've seen in the past. This is going to be a more run-focused, control the clock, don't make mistakes offense. So, big plays, great. You always want those. Turnovers are going to be a real problem, though. Here's what Marcus Freeman, by the way, said to ESPN about Tyler Buchner. That's, of course, the Notre Dame head coach right now. There was a reason why Tyler was the starter last year. He's an extremely talented football player. The problem is he lost 10 games to injury. Well, he wasn't that great when he was out there. They go get Sam Hartman, etc. Big factor in this quarterback job, too, beyond the coaches seeing, good ball control and not turning it over, is can Buchner win over the team? He's coming in later in the process, behind Simpson, behind Milroe. If he can earn that leadership role, that will go a long way towards the locker room buying in. Because if your locker room does not buy into your quarterback, regardless of what the coaching staff even thinks, it's just not going to go a very long way. You have to get that figured out, or it's going to be a bit of a dicey proposition for the Crimson Tide. So prediction time. Probably QB 1, 2, or 3, but where does Buchner begin the year on the Alabama quarterback depth chart? No cheating in putting in ors, by the way. More to come on the other 2 candidates, but go vote for me in the comment section right now. Jalen Milroe is next up. Now, he's been in the program for the longest amount of time, and I still believe he offers the best dual threat ability, even though Simpson and Buchner can both run and is a positive in their scouting reports. But he has also struggled with taking care of the football. That has been an issue in the past for Milroe. He's turned the ball over, fumbles included, by the way, more than you would like. Now, Milroe played 2 key games last year when Bryce Young went down, against Arkansas and against A&M. That Arkansas game was the famous, our quarterback can't throw comment, paraphrased only slightly, which makes it so wild, from now former offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien. But he ran it well, threw it a bit better against A&M, although that was a more run-focused attack, only 111 passing yards there. Also lost 2 of the 4 fumbles that he has. As a runner, Milroe is really good in that area. He offers the dual threat ability and the big plays you covet. Can even remind you to a certain extent of an early Jalen Hurts. The big difference there is Hurts got better each year as a passer. We haven't seen the chance for Milroe to do that quite yet. He is only a redshirt sophomore. The running ability, I think, will matter a lot for a team that I think will feature plenty of read option looks from the quarterback. probably try to mix in some RPOs. That does require quicker processing and accuracy than maybe what Milroe showed at times last year, but he is the veteran in the room. Now, we gained 377 subscribers in July. Not the best numbers. It's now August. Let's get to 500. We've got fall camp coverage coming. We'll have some more insight on that front since it won't be necessarily as closed off as some of the spring ball was. Make sure you guys are subscribed at youtube.com/RollTideTV for more updates to come. Ty Simpson is next up here. Now, he is the betting favorite right now to win the starting quarterback job, although that's just one bookie, one outlet, sportsbetting.ag, and it's early, right? I think he does have some underrated running and scrambling ability. He did dislocate his thumb during the A-Day game, which I think limited his passing ability, but he did have some good, nice runs in that game. Only completed 46.2% of his passes. Not exactly a positive thing for Simpson, which, does raise the red flags on that area. Can he be more consistent as a passer? Did have an INT as well, but ESPN did not even mention Ty Simpson. And I do think that is a mistake. I think you have to acknowledge him as a potential favorite. The betting odds had Milroe super low, which I thought was kind of a surprise. Simpson, as a redshirt freshman, I do think has the most upside of the three. He was a 5-star recruit. I think the flashes of the arm strength and ability are really good. It's also a question of, hey, is he ready? He's very young. He might not be prepared to take over as the team starter. Alabama football jerseys are still on sale, folks. Get yours for 25% off. That link will be in the comments section and the description. Custom made for current players, your name, and there are some historic jerseys as well. Bryce Young, a couple of those receivers and backs that have won Heisman trophies are in there too. Chatsports.com/Alabama jersey. Links in the comments section and the description of today's show. On three, that had a pretty good, interesting point of, could Danny Lewis potentially emerge for this Alabama team this year? He flashed a lot more than we thought he was going to in the spring game, caught all 4 passes his way. He was an overlooked recruit back in 2022. He was just a 3-star, 622 overall. Outside the top 30 among all tight ends, 30th in the state of Louisiana. LSU did not nab him. But although C.J. Dippre should still probably be tight end 1, given he's coming in from Maryland, we'll see what Amari can do. See if Robbie Woods can do anything as well. It's going to be an interesting situation because I fully believe this is going to be an Alabama team that will feature the tight ends more. Now, that's not necessarily saying a lot. It hasn't always been a heavily utilized tight end room, but Tommy Rees in his past has been a coach, who values the tight end room. That they find ways to feature the tight end group and make sure they are more heavily involved in that perspective. So I am very curious how it all plays out, but I think there will be a good battle brewing at the tight end spots. Who will become tight end 1? DL for Danny Lewis, CD for C.J. Dippre, AN for Amari Niblack. It's going to be a good battle. I think it's going to be Dippre or Lewis, but Amari offers some nice red zone stuff. Maybe it's a heavy rotation with all the guys playing different roles. We'll find out more as fall camp gets going in the not-too-distant future. So get your votes in for me in the comments section. One more note, Jase McClellan, the running back, has been named to the Maxwell Award watch list. It is a long watch list. 84 players made the list because, hey, it's just a watch list for the voters to keep an eye out for / they send it out to me. I'm still on the Blitnikoff Award watch list from like 7 years ago somehow, or at least I get the emails about it. He was the number 2 rusher last year, behind Jahmyr Gibbs in 2022. There is a scenario in which he becomes the full-fledged RB1, also a scenario in which maybe he's not the full option and ends up being behind a guy like Justice Haynes. He's had a light workload so far in his career, heavily involved when he played in 2020 and 2021. Unsustainable 10.7 yards per carry in that 2020 campaign. That's not going to remain the case in the future. 4.8 in 2021, but jumped up to 5.8 last year. Bigger workload, I think, is to come for these backs. That includes McClellan. Everyone's favorite freshman, or one of everyone's favorite freshmen, I should probably say. Justice Haynes, Roydell Williams, Jam Miller, maybe not to be overlooked either. I think these backs will be heavily involved this year, but probably not to a Maxwell Award level. There have been some winners in years past for the Crimson Tide, quarterbacks, running backs, even Devonta Smith that one year, the Heisman year, he was so good. It'll be a good year, I think, for Jase McClellan, but probably not, top 4 among all backs season in college football.